Today I will start inverse trigonometric function. So before starting inverse trigonometric function, first we have to know what is inverse. So inverse means changing dependency of a function. Suppose sin x equal to y. Here in the left hand side, sin is dependent on x. If you change variable x, then value of sin will change. Now I want to change dependency. So x equal to, if I transfer sin towards right hand side, then it will become sin inverse y. So this is the inverse function. We have to change the dependency here. Sin is dependent on x. Now after doing inverse function, now sin is dependent on y. So this way we have to do inverse trigonometric function. So condition. So a function have a inverse. A function have a inverse when it is 1 1 and on 2. Now I will show you how to check inverse function of a sine. So I will show you sine. So first we have to know whether sine is 1 1 or on 2 or not. So first I have written some values of sine. Sine 0 degree 0, pi by sine 30 is half, sine pi by 4 1 by root 2. Now I will draw curve. See, 0 and 1. So here this is the y axis and this is your x axis. So mark 1, and in negative y axis mark -1. So now right here pi by 2, pi 3, pi by 2. After that 2 pi will come. No, sin pi by 2 we know that 1, sin pi by 2 1, and sin 0 is 0. Again sin, now sin theta equal to 0 when theta equal to n pi. That means whenever you see pi, then always sin is 0. Then pi sin 0, again 3 pi by 2 is -1, again 2 pi. Pi value is always 0. This way we have to draw the. So this is the graph of sin theta. Now I will show you how to check 1 1. So r to r. I am taking here real function. Real function represents, see, all the angles in radian form: pi by 6, pi by 2, 0, minus pi by 2, 2 pi, minus 2 pi. See, all the angles in radian represent as a rational number. So 1, 0, -1. So sin 2 pi is 0, again sin 2 pi is 0. Pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1, minus pi by 2 is -1. So now look here, sin is not a 1 1. Sin is not 1 1 because sin minus 2 pi is 0 and 2 pi also 0. So it is a many to 1 function. So now we have know the sin is not 1 1 function. So to make sin 1 1 function, we have to restrict it. We have to restrict sin function up to pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, because sin pi by 2 is 1, 0 is 0, again minus pi by 2 is -1. Now look here, sin is a 1 1 function. Now make it domain and make it codomain. Now sin is 1 1 function. So sin theta is 1 1 when we restrict the domain into minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So this way we can calculate all the 6 other trigonometric functions. So after that, sin is related to cosec theta. Cosec is 1 1 when we minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, but here from here we have to remove 0 degree, because at 0 cosec is not defined. Then tan theta we have to take minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. This will come in open bracket. That means we cannot take minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, because in these two values tan theta become infinite, not defined. So we cannot take minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, and other values we can take. Similarly, I will draw cos family, cos theta 0 and pi. Only these values, cos theta is 1 1. Opposite of cos is sec theta 0, pi, and we have to subtract minus pi by 2 because at pi by 2 sec theta is not defined. Then cosec. Then cot family will come. Cot will be open bracket 0 and pi. So we have to remember this restriction. This is also known as range of the inverse functions. Now I will show you how to solve some questions. So here I have taken sine inverse minus half. So first you assume sine inverse minus half is a y. After that, so transfer sine inverse toward right hand side. So it will become minus half sine y. Now minus sign will come. Then half sine how much degree? Sine pi by 6 is half. Now write sine pi by 6, then sine y. Again, this minus sign we can write as a sine minus pi by 6 because sine minus theta is minus sine theta. So this minus sign we can bring inside the angle. So sine y. Now my minus pi by 6 comes in the values of minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So this is the range of principal value branch or range of sine inverse. So y become minus pi by 6. So we can cancel sine and sine, then y become minus pi by 6 only when these angles come between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. If this angle does not contain between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, so we cannot cancel sine inverse, sine and sine.